Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like, share button, sign up to the Discord server. We're here to talk about Thomas Tuchel. He is favourite to take over at Chelsea Football Club, who of course are in an absolute mess at the moment, and Frank Lampard is facing the sack. What we're here to explore is how Thomas Tuchel could come in at Stamford Bridge, inject his philosophy, save their season, and revolutionise the football. Tuchel has become synonymous with the term laptop managers. Managers that emphasise so much on modern day tactical principles and ideologies. To be successful in a Thomas Tuchel team, intensity is needed, discipline to your position, and 100% adherence to the tactics. We're going to take a deeper look at the way Thomas Tuchel gets his teams to play and how impactful this could be on this Chelsea team. The formation typically used by Thomas Tuchel during his time at Paris Saint-Germain was the 4-2-2-2. In this formation, you will often see Neymar and Angel Di Maria fluctuate between being wide players, providing width to the team, but also tucking in narrowly as they do not play with the number 10. This enables the fullbacks to push forward. The key component to a Thomas Tuchel system is the double pivot. The double pivot allows for the fullbacks to push forward and occupy the wide areas when the wide players such as Neymar and Angel Di Maria tuck into those central areas. It provides protection for the back line and guards against a counter-attack. The goalkeeper is often considered the first attacker. The centre-backs split horizontally, provide the goalkeeper with two different passing options, and the team play out from there. Verratti was often used as the anchor out of the two midfielders in the double pivot. He would be the player that would often receive the ball from one of the centre-backs. But this is just the base structure. What is so important for a Thomas Tuchel team, both in attack and in defence, is intensity, speed, and movement. When any one player has got the ball, Thomas Tuchel demands that he is provided with 2 or 3 options. When his team loses the ball, you have to work hard, hunt the ball down in packs to win possession back for your team. Something that stand out to me is that under Frank Lampard, Chelsea on average allow 11.5 passes before a defensive action is applied. But with Thomas Tuchel, his teams average just 8 passes from an opponent before a defensive action is applied. The level of intensity, pressing, and interceptions from a Thomas Tuchel team far outweighs that of Lampard. I want to take a look here at a clip. You can see the build-up play here, just keeping possession well, the double pivot being used in the middle, and I want to stop here. This is where the system of Paris Saint-Germain comes alive. You can see the highlighted area in the middle. The ball has been received in the half space. That half space between the lines is so important. You are now going to see highlighted in purple, this is Cavani during his time at Paris Saint-Germain, about to make a run off of the shoulder. Speed is of the essence to break the lines and to create opportunities, and this attempt just went wide. But this is typical. You see the ball there, hunted down and one back in midfield, and now they attack. The intensity is there, and we freeze frame right here. This is what Chelsea Football Club are going to have created for them employing Thomas Tuchel. 1, 2, 3, 4 options available for the man in possession. This is imperative. If we look at Chelsea at the moment, there's one option available. There's a lot of static players standing around. There's barely any movement. Look here at what Paris Saint-Germain have done to a very good team in Borussia Dortmund. There is no shape. The back line is out of formation. The midfield 3 have all accumulated together. They've been sucked into the ball, and there is space and there is time for a ball to be played in. This pattern, and what you can see visually now, is the embodiment of the attacking play under Thomas Tuchel. And you will see this on multiple occasions. We come here to another option. Ball played into the midfield quickly. A quick pass into Neymar, who sprints forward using his skill. And now bang, there you see it again. A number of seconds from the ball being in and around the Paris Saint-Germain box to Thomas Tuchel's side being in the attack. And you can see again the volume of options that are available to Neymar in possession. The Borussia Dortmund backline has been pulled to ribbons in many ways. The midfield is all at sea. There are 2 or 3 players here. Their bodies are around the ball, but they're making no impact here. There are 2 or 3 options available to Neymar as he's moving forward to play the ball on the inside. The great thing is he's got players that he can't actually find with the ball right now, but they're dragging defenders out of position. It is absolutely beautiful to see. And if you go and watch footage of any Thomas Tuchel game, this pattern, this movement, this element of his style, this part of his structure in possession and in attacks is clear to see. Tuchel's idea is very much to overwhelm his opponents with movement and the positioning of his players. This in turn creates the space, and the adventurous tactics enable the situations to be taken advantage of by his teams. And I think one of the most beautiful elements of Tuchel, which will stand out to Chelsea fans, is stereotypically he'll play players in their natural and preferred positions. We'll take another look at a clip here. This is important to remember. This is the defensive actions of a Thomas Tuchel team. You see the ball played in here. So you'll often hear people say that Tuchel's team are aggressive and they press the ball when out of possession. But they do this in a very smart way. They do their best at all times to create a numerical advantage against their opponents, both in attack and defense. And you can see what they've done here. They've allowed the ball to be played until it's put into an area of the pitch where they can press, where there's less vulnerability to themselves. The Bordeaux player here is going to be surrounded, and it's going to be Kimpembe who comes out aggressively for the defensive duel. But he can go into this duel relaxed, knowing there are going to be 2 of his teammates behind him, if indeed he loses out. And he's got 3 teammates in front or to the side of him should the player retract or move away from the goal. This isn't luck. This isn't something that has just happened. The reason that Bordeaux have the ball in this position is because Thomas Tuchel's tactics have enabled them to play there. It is like a game of chess. And then we can see, comes out, presses and wins that ball back. And what's really beautiful here, this actually leads to a counter attack. It's 1-2 passes, the ball is down the other end of the pitch, they're through, they're in on goal, and it's a good save. But that there, in a nutshell, is the epitome of Thomas Tuchel. The same game here, Bordeaux trying to get themselves into scoring positions. They lose the ball. See Neymar breaking down his left-hand side. But there he is, he's tackled. Focus here on Cavani. This is key. Comes back, bang, wins the ball. The counter-attack is then on. The press was there. Now, the movement, left, right, centre. And you can see the options. The options that are then available again. There's 3 passes on here for Thomas Tuchel's side. But all of this stemmed from winning the ball back twice in the space of 10 seconds. Not relinquishing possession, being aggressive, creating that superiority. It's also important to appreciate the interceptions and the work rate here. You can see Paris Saint-Germain moving forward. They lose possession. Bang. A tackle in there from Gay. Wins the ball for a second, but then they're out of possession again. And then bang. Straight away, another tackle going in from Paris Saint-Germain. They win the ball back and they go forward again. This is 6 minutes into a game. I want to focus on another clip here from the same game against Dortmund. And this is absolutely brilliant. The first thing I want to focus on is that line. So we saw earlier the Dortmund line getting chewed up, out of sync with one another, the gaps being too large between individuals and midfielders being taken out of the game. Here you see an opportunity for Borussia Dortmund to counter-attack and score. But the aggression, the work rate, and the positional sense in this defensive transition is absolutely key. As this clip moves on, is played into the box, the aggression there for Kimpembe to be able to get his foot onto that ball is imperative, and it is cleared away. Now that defensive line staying with one another was so important in that particular instance. But without that aggression, without that work rate, it isn't possible. Something we've seen so much with Frank Lampard's teams in recent times is the lack of work rate, the lack of energy. Of course, all managers are going to concede opportunities. All managers are going to concede chances in games. But it's about how your team reacts. Are they bought into your philosophy? Do they enjoy playing for you? And with Thomas Tuchel, you can see that dedication from his players. And the final piece of defensive work I want to focus on is this. Ball was first won by Paris Saint-Germain, but then look, a mistake, they're in. You have all that area to exploit, but it's imperative that the PSG line does what it just did there. And I want to take that back, but I want to freeze frame. This is key. Marquinhos in the middle has to be aggressive and stay in front of the attacker. At the same time, Kimpembe here is so important. It's very easy in this situation to worry about the attackers behind you and not the ball coming into the box. Equally, you can rush towards the highlighted space in front of the Dortmund attacker, and you can slide in, you can overcommit, either give away a penalty or be taken on, and then there's no defense against the cross. With Thomas Tuchel's teams, yes, they're aggressive, yes, they get themselves into good positions, but it's more about the structure and being in the right place as opposed to just making a tackle. You will often see a defender in a Tuchel team make an aggressive movement to pressure the ball to close the space over simply making a dangerous tackle. And that's exactly what we saw in this moment. Kimpembe covers the space and he's able to stop the cross from coming into the box. Wonderful defending, but all part of the Tuchel system. Thomas Tuchel, if he comes to Stamford Bridge, will be able to construct a framework that will benefit the talented players they have within their team. They have wonderful, skillful players, the Pulisics, the Ziyech's, the Callum Hudson-Odois that play in these wide positions, who are very comfortable in these central positions. You have a player in Timo Werner who has the ability to start centrally and drift. This is key to a Tuchel system, because Tuchel systems need strong structure and shapes. But in possession, in those moments of transition and in the approach play, they need lateral movement. They need overlaps and underlaps. To make this work, you need players that are comfortable out of their natural position for periods of the game, in those moments where you need individual brilliance. The fullbacks at Chelsea are going to benefit hugely in Ben Chilwell and of course Reece James. They will become large parts of the attack. The one area that will probably need to be improved is who goes into that double pivot area. Kovacic and Kante would probably be the preferred choice of Chelsea fans now, but investment is going to be needed in the summer. What this means for the likes of Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, I'm not too sure. Do they have the technical ability and utility in positions to be able to flourish in a Thomas Tuchel team? I don't know, but certainly we will see, and there's no doubt in my mind, a massive improvement to what we're getting to witness now as football fans, and of course what the Chelsea fans are seeing under Frank Lampard. Do me a big favor, hit the like and share button. I'd love you to leave your comments below on this. This is what Tuchel could bring to Chelsea. Speak to you all soon. Bye.